Hello and welcome back to this week's video. So sorry for the late post, by the way. So this week I wanted to talk about mandated reporting. I think mandated reporting it's kind of the same and it's also different in each agency. Mandated reporting is our way as social workers to make sure that our clients are safe. Sometimes when our clients are in danger, they may share with us some situation that they're in, share with us something that makes them vulnerable, that they may not be aware that is a danger to themselves. And us as social workers, it's our duty to, if necessary, report these to the appropriate authorities and make sure that that patient is safe. This week, I wanted to run through a situation that I had with a client that kind of included the aspect of mandated reporting. So I was speaking with one of my clients over the phone, and this client was mentioning that he was feeling down. He used words such as hopeless, didn't have means to live anymore, felt like he had no outlet, no support. So when he was saying those words to me, those are kind of the trigger words that made me kind of ask the next questions as far as I wanted to know what he was doing that day, where he was, who he was with, if anyone. I wanted to know, and then I started asking the tough questions that can be uncomfortable sometimes. I asked, are you having thoughts of suicide? It kind of gets tricky there because sometimes the clients won't just say yes or no. They'll say something along the lines of, well, I've thought about it, but, and then as social workers, it's kind of our job to dig a little more. So with this particular client, he did say that it's crossed his mind, but he didn't know exactly if he would go through with it. So that kind of prompted me to ask him history of suicide attempts, history of self-harm. It appeared that there was a history of self-harm, so sorry, I'm a little sick. Then I asked questions as far as how many times in the last month have these thoughts of suicide entered your mind? I asked questions, something in my mouth, of course. I asked questions, if you were to commit suicide, what would your plan be? I asked the client if he had any weapons in his house. This client lived with his mom, so I asked the client if his mother was aware that he was having these feelings. And during this time, I think it's important to remain calm. I think it's important to share with the client that you want to make sure that he or she is safe. That's your main priority. In this particular instance, I was getting a little bit uncomfortable by some of the things that he was saying. Just not having as much experience with crisis intervention and self-harm and suicide attempts, I reported it to my supervisor, who then got one of our psychiatrists on the line. So it was me, the client, and the psychiatrist. And then that was a great learning opportunity because the psychiatrist kind of took over. She asked all the right questions. Are you having thoughts of suicide? Do you have a plan? The patient reported that he did have a gun in the house, and the psychiatrist gave him the option that either we would have to call 911, or the client would have to get his mother on the phone and let the mother talk to the psychiatrist and make sure that the gun is taken away from him. So, like I said, mandated reporting is, I think there's different aspects. Some of you are in like child abuse and neglect. So obviously mandated reporting could be reporting instances of abuse and advocating for the child. When you're in more of like a clinical work, mandated reporting can kind of be related to suicide, or the client having thoughts or expressing behaviors of suicide. For example, if you see a client and you see cuts on their arm, I think self-mandated reporting can be tied into that as well. So there's different aspects of mandated reporting. I think I would like to say I like to be more cautious, like overly concerned than under concerned. I think this is a great opportunity for us to utilize our supervisors. So whenever I do have a thought of, should I report this to someone, I always run it by my supervisor and get that extra opinion just to make sure that I'm on the right track. So that's it for mandated reporting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.